So hello everybody, this is the new series I want to begin because I know there's many people that have wondered can I become, if they can become like a programmer. And actually me, like for many years I was thinking like how can I become a programmer, and yeah, finally I got the courage and time where I can really dedicate time to learn by myself. So in this series I want to kind of like show that it's possible and my progress through the programming course. And I found some resources how to learn how to program and how to teach myself. But yeah, of course, there's some web pages like the Odin project where they teach you how to program from zero, and you can actually study that. And yeah, basically this will be like kind of like a series from zero to hero, how to become a programmer, and if it's possible. So yeah, it's kind of like showing my experience and showing like the path I'm going to walk. Maybe we'll try to become a programmer and have a real and stable job in 12 months, or make my own projects where I can win a little bit of money. So this series is about showing the process of learning how to program. And yeah, let's start. So here I found that there's some courses. Yeah, this for now I'm learning from this web page, where I kind of I'm enjoying right now. It's kind of useful. Let me show first. It's called Solo Learn, and there's several courses. Sorry for my accent. Yeah, I'm from Spain, and yeah, I kind of like know how to speak in English, but here's what you get from my course. Yeah, my video. So okay, we have this web page Solo Learn, which I like. It's kind of like some sort of Duolingo, but for programming courses, which I found quite useful because whenever I started there's of course there's many videos on YouTube, but I don't recommend that because they go so fast through the explanation. And this way page I like it more because you need to kind of like force yourself to understand. If you don't understand it and you don't make it correct, you lose a life here. So you need to be focused and kind of like really learn. Yeah, because in my example I was learning from YouTube courses, which they are okay if you want to look for something really quick and so on. But I choose to learn from this Solo Learn webpage because of the gamified way to kind of learn. And yeah, and if I make a mistake, I lose life and I have to stop studying, which I don't want right now. And there's several courses, many languages. This is not, of course, this is not sponsored. And yeah, I like it. You can make it pro, which I'm not making it for the moment because I don't believe in that. Maybe in the future, if I get more serious and I really want to invest all my time in this platform, maybe I will make it pro. But for the moment, that's okay. And of course, there's many times I don't really understand what I'm doing. I need to like ask for other explanations. And yeah, I'm investigating. I'm trying to do it with ChatGPT, which I heard gives you some explanations. You can ask what this word or what this tag stands for, and yeah, actually explains to you really well. So if you don't really understand it from here, you can ask ChatGPT. So let's start. I've been doing HTML course, which is like, maybe I'm here for like 4 hours in total. Yeah, and I will study at least 1 hour a day or something like that. I need to kind of like see if I can do like how can I manage my time and my energy, try to find a system where I can do work and live a life and study. Yeah. So okay, I started with HTML, so I kind of like understood how to briefly understood. I need to kind of right now I feel I need to practice it, but maybe first I will finish this course, which is when I will keep going with the course, which here is HTML. First HTML, then which I finished, then here you learn, or they teach you how to program web pages through CSS and then JavaScript, which makes you have movement in your web pages and interactions with the user. HTML is kind of like the structure. CSS is a styling language. It gives you colors, font sizes, fonts, and also sizes about the text. And JavaScript, if I understood well, is kind of like to make some functions, how do you interact with the web page, if you click this, what happens if you click an image, it does open a new page, or it moves. So there's many web pages where you enter and there's some different interactions. I think this is through JavaScript where you can program it. But of course, my feeling is that you cannot do everything. Like, it's not like you can do everything you want, but there's many tools where you can develop stuff. Yeah, of course I need to discover it, how does actually work and how is the actually like looks like. Yeah, but as far as I know, HTML, CSS and JavaScript is the technology that is used for programming most of the web pages. Yeah, at least this is where you learn the basics. Every course, every web page, it recommends you to start from here: HTML, CSS and JavaScript. But I'm not sure, because this world is big and new for me, but I think there's other technologies where maybe we will investigate it later, but there's other technologies how to develop web pages. So this course is mostly for people that wants to learn and wants to see like how a person like me. I was before deciding to become a programmer, I was searching for my way, and I thought this is a good way. And I was, for example, for 4 or 5 years, I was working in warehouses. Yes, so I have no. To be honest, most of my life I wanted to be an engineer, but I had no time and no money for no opportunities because I live in a countryside. So yeah, right now I save up some money, I have some time, and I will try in 9 months to become a programmist. Yeah. So okay, I started with CSS. Sorry, I'm not going to go from the beginning again, because I also need to kind of like move forward in my time, and I will just keep going with the course I was starting. I had to start. So this lesson is standards and best practices. I think there's some advices on how to program in CSS. So in the previous lesson you learned different ways to target HTML elements for styling. So in this lesson you learn how web browsers decide what rule to prioritize when several rules are targeting the same element at the same time. So I will summarize. In HTML, CSS, HTML is kind of like the structure, kind of like the skeleton. Then through CSS, you tell the computer which parts, which bones will, what size, what color of these parts of the skeleton, how will it be. So there's different ways to target a same part, like same bone, let's say, same, and through CSS. When this happens, there's a priority where the computer decides which outcome will be. For example, like if you put, I think I have it here. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. When you target the same element of HTML in CSS in different ways, what are the priorities? Can you explain to me what are the priorities with different examples? This is not, of course, this is also not paid, ChatGPT. It's not the 4.1, it's the old version, which is free. So type selectors, element selectors, the selectors, blah blah blah. So first of all, if you learn HTML, if you don't, go learn it. But if I suppose that you learned HTML, so HTML have some paragraphs, headers, different types of texts and elements in the web page, and basically you can put it in CSS. You just put P, which is paragraph, which what the computer will do is the program will do is to put all the paragraphs, in this case in the color blue. Yeah, so this is one way to target all the paragraphs at the same time. Then there's class selectors. You can put you can put inside the tag. For example, if you have a paragraph, you can put this symbol P, and then put class equal this word, I don't know how to say it, and put it a name. So you can put many elements from HTML as the same name with this attribute class. So in this case, you can target all the elements you put it with the same name called class as a dot. Yeah, if it's a class, it's dot. If it's ID, it's another one, but we will see it later further. And yeah, the next one is dot special. So if it's a class, you have to put it. You have to say to the computer, it's a class. So I put here a point, and then I put here special. Special. We open this guy. So put color. So we tell the computer we want to change the color, and we choose green. We choose the attribute and the value of the attribute, which is in this case green. Dot comma and we close it. So this is another way to target all the elements. Could be paragraphs, could be buttons, could be headers. Yeah, that we put inside the tag the class named special. So we said CSS, please, every tag put that we named special, put it in color green, the letters. There's another way to target this, yeah, to kind of like change the colors, change the attributes, change the fonts, the size, give it a style. So we said to the CSS, please, ID, the difference between, for example, between ID is another way to name the elements of the HTML structure, the elements of the HTML. So but the difference between ID and class is that ID is only for one element. It cannot be repeated in other elements. So, but class, you can put it in different elements, but ID just in one element. So to target, to say to CSS that we want to change the style and only in one style, in one element, which is in this case it's called unique. What a coincidence. So we say to CSS, okay, this is not a class, this is a ID, which is only one element in the whole page of the HTML. Can be 100 elements in the HTML page, but it will be just one. In this case, it's unique, so it's called unique, which can be like this. ID unique, we can found it like this. Hello, and like this. So it will target this element I put here because it has the same tag, same ID, sorry, and it will put it as color red. Attributes and selectors. Attributes and selectors target elements based on the presence of value and attribute. Type text. Oh, there's attribute selectors. I didn't know. Attribute selectors target elements based on the presence or value of an attribute. So we can put it like this. Input this thing, I don't know what is the name in English, sorry. Type equals commas, I don't know how is the name, I need to search it in the internet, what is the name of this guy, this thing, and we close it. So every input that is made for introducing text, for the user to introduce text, it will be in color orange. And there is pseudo classes. Also, I didn't know there is pseudo classes. So pseudo classes target elements in particular state, hover, in child. So pseudo classes dot special dot point hover. I have no idea what is this pseudo classes and pseudo elements. But I think this is too far away. Yeah, at the moment I'm not. Maybe in the future I will have to learn it. But for the moment, in this course, in the solo learn course, which is I think could be really basic course, is not mentioned it at all. So yeah, let's keep some structure because for the moment I think it's maybe I have to learn it, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, I will keep going. So in the previous we touched this So there's priorities. If we can target it in different ways, but there's priorities. So the first priority, the more specific is the way you target it. I think I asked here. So there's different ways to target an element, but the more specific way you say to the computer that you want this thing to be, the more specific you say it is what the computer will take, and all the rest it will be not read for the computer, or the outcome will be the specific one. Sorry, my English is not very good. Yeah. Complete the ID selector to target the element with the unique ID box one. So, okay, so there's an exercise to make sure we understood. So we know that this is an ID. If this is an ID, we have to put hashtag, because this is CSS language, hashtag box. We open this guy, color black.com. .comma. And of course, if you want to not criticize, but put some comments like how can I improve saying things, how can I maybe some advices, oh, you should have learned this and that, your opinion. I mean, you have learned this and that, you can put it on the comments. I will be really happy to read how to make this course better for you guys. So complete this class or make this journey better. Yeah, journey that we can make together. Even if you want to learn and you don't have somebody whom you want to talk, you can use these videos, or you can contact me maybe. Complete the class selector to target every element with the class item. No, I mean, maybe just put the video. Don't contact me at the moment. Complete the class selector to target every element with the class item. So this is a class, yeah, this is not ID, this is class. So class starts with dot item. This guy, I don't know what is the name. Of course, ChatGPT is so good for learning anything. These days this can be your teacher actually. So this symbol is called curly brace. Okay, curly bracket, curly brace, curly bracket. I like it more. So dot item curly bracket color dot double. Yeah, this is also me learning English. Okay. And sometimes it gets bugged. Colon. Okay, colon. Yeah. Now what about this one? Semicolon. Okay, so this is colon, this is semicolon, and this is curly bracket. Let's go. Select a correct statement. An ID name can be used for multiple HTML elements. No, this is not true. As I said before many times, an ID is just for one element in the whole HTML page. So a class name can be used by multiple. Yeah, this is true. Yay. An HTML element can be targeted for styling in different ways. So yeah, difference between ID and class is that class you can put it on many, and ID is just to target one single name. So this can be like name. ID can be like your personal name. Yeah, that's Antonio or Anthony or or yeah, your personal name, and class can be like your family name. In your family name there's many people, many with different names, but the person who has the name, personal name, it's only one person in the family. So an HTML element can be targeted for styling in different ways. For example, an element may be both class and ID. So yeah, as we mentioned before, there can be like, yeah, so there's can be many ways to make an HTML to target a single element. In this case, they put it on an ID, which is text1, and a class, which is info. Here are 3 ways to target the same HTML element. Find the correct type of selector for each method. Element selector, only one element. Okay, no, element can be all the elements with the same element. So, for example, a paragraph. So all the paragraphs will be the same. ID selector. Yeah. I think can be really good if you start programming, like if you really know how to program and you really like know what you want. So what I'm trying to say is like maybe if it's good that you draw in a paper how will it be the outcome you want to get from the web page, so you have an idea how to make it. Yeah, if you want different paragraphs from different colors, you make it one way, or you want all the paragraphs with the same color, the same size, you can make it the other way. So it can get you straight to the point where you can go directly to your desired outcome and the goal. Yeah, so how will look the web page, instead of just start writing and do some mess and then try to fix it because it's not how you look like, how you want it to look like. So yeah, first have a clear idea, even write it down on a paper, and then start programming. So if you're a beginner, maybe if you're an expert, you know how to exactly do it. But yeah, we are beginners here. So ID selector, it's a hashtag, and the class is dot. Is put as the dot. Each type of CSS. Wait, where are you going? Why am I here again? What happened? Okay, I will go back. Back again. Yeah. So element IDs hashtag and class selector is dot info. Yeah, you made it great. Good. So as I told before, there's different priorities. The more specific you tell the computer how to do it is what the computer you will take. So if you put the style inside the element, it's called inline style. If you put the command inside the element, it will take the command. If you target it, if you tell the computer through an ID and you targeted it in the CSS page and you put this element called with this ID will be blue, so it will take it as a second priority, and then the classes, and then if you put the elements. So you actually can start with the elements with the same color, but you say like, okay, no, the classes can be like this, but this ID can be like this, and inline can be like this. So this specific one can be like this if you just want to put it. But I think with these 3 can be enough. Yeah, except you really like into the line and really like want to change something, but I think it would be a mess if you do like this. Yeah. So okay, let's read this code. There's a head and the style is inside the head. So we open the tag style, we put all the paragraphs will be in color red. The text will be in color red. and we have this is for the AIDP paragraph P1, which will, I think it stands for paragraph 1, the text will be in color blue, and we close it. We close the style, and we have closing the head, so we start with the body, and there's only one paragraph named with one ID called P1. So we have one element, and one ID. And the computer, even though it reads first this paragraph, it will take this as a priority because ID is stronger, is more specific, which the computer will read it more like stronger. So in the end, this will be the color blue. Let's blue. So let's keep going. So there's a style, and yeah, we open a style. P stands for the element P. We open here and text align to the left. We close the style, and then this is style. Okay, so we open the P, all the P's will be on the left, but inline, which is the most specific way to tell the computer how to put it, how to make it our outcome. It says inline, says to the right. So here, inline style has priority over the element rule. That text will be aligned to the right. So let's put it to the right. Button ID B1 class button. Yeah, complete the code so the button is displayed with a green background. Complete the code so the button is displayed with a green background. So we have button ID B1 and class button. So we have a button named B1, which is in the family BTN. So order now, it's called order now. The button has these letters inside, so we have to open and close it and complete the code so the button is displayed with a green background. So background color blue. Why? Okay, which is more specific, the ID or the class? So I think it's the ID, so I will put class first because we want the outcome to be green. And here hashtag B1. Good. The priority order is known as specificity. Specificity is the algorithm used by browsers to determine the rule to apply to an element. This is needed because an HTML element can be targeted. Okay, so what this priority order is known as specificity. Specificity is the algorithm used by browsers to determine the rule to apply to an element. This is what I explained already. So this needed to because an HTML element can be targeted. So this is needed because an HTML can be targeted in different ways. True or false? Several rules can be targeted the same HTML element. True or false? Several rules can target the same. True. Yes. The algorithm used by the browser to determine which styling rule to apply is called specificity. Specificity, yeah. The algorithm used by the browser to determine the styling rule. So yeah, the browser knows how to read, and it will read it as it is explained here. You can add notes or explanations to your CSS code, comments, to help other humans and feature you to read your code. Good. Comments in CSS starts like a slash, this guy, Sorry, I don't know how to say those many symbols. Okay, so here, those many symbols. The symbol blah 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 is called asterisk. Okay, the same as in Spanish. So comment CSS start with a slash asterisk and end with a slash, no, asterisk slash, as is it in here. Good. So we will execute the code and you cannot see actually this line. Good. Continue. Complete to the comment the CSS code. So we start blah blah blah. CSS comments need to be contained in style tags when using internal CSS. CSS comments need to be contained in style tags when using internal CSS. Okay, I think there's several ways to do CSS. One is internal CSS. So here says that we have to start with style in the head. Yeah, this is a comment and we close. When using the internal style technique, lines of CSS codes are distributed across the HTML document. Lines of CSS code are distributed across the HTML document. Okay, let's read it again because my comprehension is not perfect and I'm getting defocused. I'm not used to study at the moment, but I know how to get it better. So when using the internal style technique, lines of CSS code are distributed across the HTML document. All CSS code is grouped together in the HTML document in one set of style tags. When using the internal style technique, what is the internal style technique? Lines of CSS code are distributed across the HTML document. So, no, this is not true. All CSS code is grouped together in the HTML document in one set of style tags. This is kind of true, but can be inline actually. Anyway. Okay, so there's a code playground. An alternative to inline and internal CSS is external CSS. External CSS code is written outside the HTML document in a separate file. Sorry, I'm getting a call. I will pause. Yeah, 1 second. I don't want you to listen what I will say in my call. Okay, sorry I had a call. So yeah, what I was saying, an alternative to inline and internal CSS is external CSS. So there's 3 types: internal, inline, internal, external. External CSS code is written outside the HTML document in a separate file. Okay, open to the code playground, check the CSS separate tab to external CSS code. Okay, so there's a separate page from CSS, which might be targeting these elements and these different classes, because there's no any ID, so we cannot be targeted. So okay, there's a heading. There's any heading here? Dot heading. This could be a class, yeah. this paragraph called heading, and description. There's another paragraph called description, this one, and button color playground. Yeah, playground, this button. So this one, sorry, learn more. Yeah, so we execute it. Okay, it took longer time to execute. Maybe it's harder to the browser to read it. So there is a web developer here, button, orange button. I think it makes like this makes it harder also for people to read it. Yeah, all the buttons, background color poorly weird. I have a lot of okay, so we keep going. I think I will finish this this until here, and then I will stop. Yeah. One of the advantages of external CSS is that the same CSS styles file can be used by multiple HTML documents. What I've done, okay, external CSS is that the same CSS styles can be used by multiple HTML documents, so has advantages. Or web pages, or even web pages. So, okay, this is inside HTML, so it's better to do it outside. So A is internal, and then this is external CSS. Bravo! Some developers prefer external CSS because it separates the structure and style into different styles. Some developers prefer external CSS because it separates the structure and style into different files. This means your web page project will consist of several files with different file extensions. Match the file extensions with the purpose of the code it contains. So it's .css, structure and style. Okay. External CSS is very useful for multi-page websites, as you can style the entire site in one place. Okay, I did not understand, so I will read it again. External CSS is very useful for multi-page websites. Okay, as you can style the entire site in one place. So if you have a web page, and every page, okay, I need Google Translator to speak correctly. Paragraph. No. Every section. So you will have a web page, and every page inside the web page, like every section inside the web page, it will be kind of like the same style. Or it will be the same style. You can use one CSS page to all of that. I don't know how to do it. Maybe in the future it will explain it how to do it. So HTML file with CSS code inside. So HTML file with CSS code inside. It's internal. And zero blah 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 two files, which is the CSS file will be separate, so external. You don't need style, tax style in the external CSS file. You can add the styling rules directly. Complete the external CSS code. So this is this section. So we put this thing. I don't remember the name. I will search it later. Then this dot comma and we close it. Lessons takeaways. Well done. You learned that specificity tells the browser which rule to apply. We can put some comments like this, and external CSS means separate files from styling rules. And that's it. Lesson completed. So yeah, I will finish the recording here, and thank you for attending, and see you later.